MyCSF begins with account setup and thoughtful role assignments, which determine who can view, edit, or approve elements of an assessment. Each participant, from control owner to assessor to organizational lead, has distinct permissions. Defining these early prevents confusion later when deadlines tighten and accountability matters most. Administrators can organize teams by system, business unit, or control domain, ensuring that tasks reach the right people. A good practice is to start with minimal access and expand as collaboration needs become clear. Properly managed roles create clean audit trails and protect the integrity of submissions, since every action is tied to a verified account. This foundation keeps workflows secure and transparent from the first login to the final certification letter. Defining organizational and system scope is the first major step inside MyCSF. The tool prompts users to identify business units, locations, and systems included in the assessment, along with data types processed or stored. Each entry forms part of the official record that drives later sampling and evidence mapping. Scope is both strategic and practical. It must capture enough to reflect real risk while remaining narrow enough to manage efficiently. Teams can add context through narrative descriptions and boundary diagrams, clarifying what is inside or outside the assessment. A well-defined scope makes everything downstream, from testing to reporting, cleaner and faster. When reviewers understand exactly what is covered, questions decline and confidence rises. Selecting the assessment type and defining factors follows naturally once scope is clear. MyCSF supports the three main high-trust assurance levels, E1, I1, and R2, each with its own depth and evidence requirements. The platform guides users through factor selection, including organization size, industry, and system complexity. These factors tailor which controls appear and how rigorously they are tested. By capturing them inside the tool, decisions are documented and traceable, protecting the team from later disputes about what was expected. Choosing the right assessment type balances assurance goals with available time and resources. The built-in logic helps users avoid overcommitting or under-delivering by showing what each pathway entails before the work begins. Tailoring controls and requirement statements is where MyCSF transforms generic frameworks into context-specific guidance. Each control can be reviewed, modified for applicability, or marked as inherited when another party fulfills it. The platform lets users justify tailoring choices with short narratives that explain scope exclusions or alternate implementations. These explanations matter because they show that deviations are deliberate, not accidental. The tailoring process turns abstract requirements into meaningful checkpoints that match how the organization truly operates. Done carefully, it prevents wasted effort on irrelevant tests while preserving alignment with underlying standards. MyCSF's interface keeps these changes linked to original control text, creating a transparent record that reviewers can follow easily. Inheritance setup with service providers is another powerful feature that saves time while maintaining accuracy. Many organizations rely on cloud, hosting, or managed service partners who already maintain validated controls. MyCSF allows teams to identify those providers and import their inherited control coverage directly into the assessment. The shared responsibility model is documented within the platform, clarifying which controls are provider-managed and which remain customer obligations. This prevents double testing and ensures that gaps between parties are visible. For example, encryption might be inherited from a cloud platform, while key management remains local. Establishing inheritance early streamlines evidence collection and demonstrates disciplined governance of third-party relationships. Mapping evidence to requirement references gives MyCSF its strength as an assurance engine rather than a simple repository. Each piece of evidence, screenshots, exports, or procedures, is attached directly to a control reference within the tool. This linkage replaces scattered file sharing with a structured record of what proves each claim. The interface supports tagging artifacts by system, date, and owner, ensuring that reviewers can verify provenance quickly. When evidence is mapped correctly, the platform can generate reports that summarize sufficiency and traceability without manual tracking. This not only accelerates quality assurance, but also allows evidence reuse in future assessments, since files remain organized and discoverable. The goal is precision: one control, one proof chain, one clear verdict. Recording tests, samples, and results brings the scoring process to life inside MyCSF. Assessors use the platform's structured forms to document procedures, populations, and timing windows. They record sample sizes, describe test methods, and upload results showing how controls performed. The system automatically ties these records to related controls and factors, creating a chain of accountability. For example, a control over access reviews might include both a screenshot of system configuration and a list of approved users for the quarter. Recording this detail inside MyCSF ensures that anyone reviewing later can trace each conclusion to visible proof. Structured testing data also supports analytics, allowing organizations to compare performance across assessments and identify patterns of weakness or improvement. Managing issues, corrective action plans, caps, and dependencies ensures that findings turn into forward motion rather than lingering notes. MyCSF provides built-in workflows for logging issues, assigning owners, setting due dates, and linking evidence of remediation. Dependencies between controls, such as one safeguard relying on another's completion, can also be tracked to avoid sequencing errors. Cap management becomes more than documentation. It becomes part of operational improvement. Each plan shows progress against milestones and closes only when updated evidence confirms success. This visibility helps leadership monitor risk reduction in real time, not months after an audit ends. By centralizing corrective actions, MyCSF transforms findings into measurable performance gains. Milestones, dates, and quality assurance gates are how MyCSF maintains discipline throughout the lifecycle. Each assessment follows defined phases: scoping, evidence collection, testing, quality review, and submission. The tool requires milestones to be recorded and approved before the next phase opens, preventing steps from being skipped or rushed. Automated reminders help teams meet deadlines, while QA gates verify that required fields, samples, and artifacts are complete. This structure reduces last-minute surprises and ensures that assessors and organizations move in sync. It also allows external reviewers to see progress transparently, which builds trust in the process. Consistent milestone management is one of the quiet reasons that mature programs stay on schedule. Collaboration inside MyCSF happens through task assignments, comments, and notifications that connect people to their responsibilities. Each control, artifact, or issue can carry a task with an owner and due date. Comments allow assessors and organizations to discuss clarifications directly within the record, avoiding long email threads. Notifications alert users when their items move stages or need attention. This built-in communication flow reduces missteps and preserves context for future reviewers. When collaboration lives inside the platform rather than across scattered channels, questions are answered once and institutional knowledge accumulates where it belongs. MyCSF becomes not just a record of work done, but a workspace where assurance lives day to day. Final packaging and submission workflow are the culmination of months of structured effort. Once testing and quality reviews are complete, MyCSF compiles the data into a standardized report format that includes narratives, findings, and evidence links. The submission process validates that required sections are filled, attachments are intact, and scoring rules are applied correctly. When everything passes internal and external QA, the package moves to the HITRUST review stage for certification. The automation behind this step minimizes errors and ensures consistency between what the organization submitted and what the reviewer evaluates. Because the system logs every change, the final package is defensible, transparent, and ready for scrutiny by any stakeholder. Tracking status, letters, and listings happens after submission and is part of the long-term value of MyCSF. The platform shows whether an assessment is in review, pending clarification, or certified. Once completed, organizations can download the official certification letter and full report directly from the interface. Listings, public confirmations of certification, are updated automatically, ensuring that external partners can verify status without manual coordination. This continuity turns MyCSF into a living record of assurance history. It allows teams to plan renewals, monitor expiration dates, and reuse validated data for related frameworks. The visibility of current and past results reinforces credibility and simplifies future engagement with customers or regulators. Predictable, auditable, and repeatable assurance depends on mastering MyCSF's workflow. Each stage setup, tailoring, Inheritance, testing, correction, and submission serves a purpose in turning real-world activity into verified proof. When teams follow the sequence faithfully, they reduce risk of omissions, speed evidence collection, and keep communication clear. By using the platform as intended rather than as a file drop, organizations create a continuous assurance rhythm instead of a periodic sprint. The result is not just compliance, but confidence, a transparent, traceable process that shows security and privacy controls are not only designed, but also tested, managed, and improved in a consistent way.